WPSL or WSTU is strictly prohibited. And now, welcome to My Dream Home Radio with Miss Eileen Simons.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
It is gorgeous outside.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I drove with the window open today.
So did you love the horrific rainstorms?
We kept hearing them. We got none.
You know, we were down in West Palm with some friends yesterday, and
You probably got a lot of rain.
while we were in the restaurant, it was pouring pretty good. Get out, nice, and then drive back, and we hit in Hope Sound, hit a real heavy monsoon,
Yes.
and then another one kind of by Martin Highway, and then Zippo.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and in looking at our grass in St. Lucie West, it is brown.
Right.
It's-
We talked about that before we came on air today. I
Yeah.
have a listing in Port St. Lucie that's over by Gatlin. There isn't one blade of green grass on that whole piece of property. That's how dry it is.
Oh, brother. Yeah, we need the rain. We really need the rain.
And I was sitting at home yesterday and the big clouds came and the thunder started and I thought, oh, we're going to get some rain. Not a drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking over, and so, of course, this is move-in weekend for college kids. So,
Yes.
and they were over at Florida Gulf Coast and moving their kids in, and a couple of other schools on the West Coast, and they're just getting blasted. It was like, oh man, it was really raining in the West Coast of Florida. Yeah, well, inland stuff,
Yep.
but we could use a little. We really could.
When I watch, lots of times we watch a weather channel in the morning just to see what the weather is going to be. Although we know what it's going to be. It's going to be sunny with some rain.
Yeah.
But when you look at a map of Florida and you see that little tiny thing that sticks out on the right side, like into the ocean, that's pretty much where Stewart is. Well, this map yesterday, it was green from north of there all the way down to the bottom of Florida, except right where that little part was. And that they were right on with that. We did not get a drop.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing stuff.
Yes.
And what was very interesting, this, of course, obviously, it's something relatively new, at least on our local weather forecast, the Saharan dust.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Well, and apparently that's a real deal. But we also, there was a story on a Miami television station.
Yep.
And talking about you can predict the hurricane season by the turtles. That
Well, I'm not
if
surprised
they-
at that.
if they nest close to the ocean,
Mhm.
like right next to the ocean,
It's going to be calm or
yeah, yeah. And if they go up to the berms, then it's going to be a heavy hurricane season.
Mhm.
And they're close to the ocean this year. And it's like, I'm sitting there going, turtles? What? But yeah, apparently
I'm not surprised at that.
it's,
I mean, I was taught, if a storm, not growing up in hurricane land, but
yeah, and me
growing
neither.
up in
Yeah.
tornado land, I was taught that if you hear a complete silence before a storm, you need to come in because the birds will be very quiet. You won't hear the birds, you won't hear the animals, anything like that. It will be dead
Wow.
silence. And then a bad something is coming.
Well, they know it.
Yes, they do.
Oh, sure they do. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Anybody who wants to sponsor this show, feel free,
Yes.
especially if you're a landscaping company.
Greg's looking for a landscaping
We
scaping
are.
company. So if you work in the Fort Pierce area,
Call me. Hurry.
call 772-340-1590.
and we'll have you sponsor the show. No, but no, seriously, it's It's going to be interesting to see what happens the rest of the remainder of the hurricane season. There's no doubt about it. So let's see here. What is going on in your world?
Well, first, what I want to tell everybody, remember, this is your show. So we're here for you. If you have anything that you want discussed about the real estate industry, let us know. You can always call into the show if you want to at 340-1590-1590. Or if you don't want to do that, you can always send a message to our email, which is mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com. You can send a message also in text form to our cell phone, which is 772-200-5105. We are here to bring as much information about the local and national real estate industry that we can bring to you.
And Paula's holding down the fort in the office.
Actually, Paula is hosting a showing this morning instead of holding down the fort in the office.
Forget about the office. Let's do some business.
That's right.
That's there you go. Cool. All right.
Paula's at our listing in Port St. Lucie, which is a beautiful, a very large piece of property with a lot of extras in that house as far as space and things you can do. There's no HOA there, so you can park your boat and your RV, whatever you want to. So yes. So there is a showing this morning that she's hosting.
So is this southern part of Port St. Lucie or northern by Torino?
Very close to Tradition, actually.
Okay.
It's a Port St. Lucie address. It's within a mile of Gatlin. I'm going to say roughly a mile of Gatlin. So it's a very easy access to I-95.
You bet. You bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want more information about it, that house is 2447 Southwest Page Circle.
Okay.
Page.
Okay. And Paula's there now.
Paula's there because there is a scheduled showing. Of course, we have to have scheduled appointments. But if you want more information about the house, just let us know and we'll get it to you.
So that would be your normal number, the 200-5105?
Right.
Cool.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Sounds great. All right.
And we are also, I put this later in the agenda today, but I'm going to bring this up now because, we are growing our team and we are looking for people to help us grow our team. So we're looking for someone who likes to do marketing, especially if you like to do social media marketing, and you want to be able to work on your own time, on your own schedule, as long as you get our marketing done on a regular basis. We would love to talk to you. So again, you can call 772-200-5105, or you can text and I will get back with you.
Corey, if you're listening, give her a call. It's a new social media marketing company who's going to start doing a show on WSTU, and it's him and his wife. So if you guys are listening, go give Eileen a call. Let's keep it in the family. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So I brought a lot of information today. Let's start with, you know how they said that the Great Reshuffling was done?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's really not done.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
No,
it's really not done. Let me see these are statistics that I have for you, national statistics. This is a record high 33.7% of home buyers sought to move from one metropolitan area to another in July, which was up from 32.6% in the second quarter of 2022.
Ooh.
Yes. What we're learning about this is, I think originally when COVID hit and people found that they could work from home and move, or one parent could stay home, and by the time they saved all those daycare fees and everything, they could live on one income instead of two full-time incomes, and they wanted to move out of metropolitan areas and move more to suburban areas. Well, now what we're finding is people who, the next group of people who like the metropolitan areas are moving from high-priced metropolitan areas to more affordable metropolitan areas.
There you go.
They still want to have that that city access that they're used to, but they are certainly being more selective about where they're spending their money.
I get it. Yeah.
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 So that was a big, and actually, and you know, it depends on the part of the country, because the second quarter of 2022 is high season for us down here. Well, to have a national average that's higher, and it is almost a full % higher in July than it had been for April, May, June.
Wow.
You know, that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It went from 32.6% to 33.7%.
Interesting.
Yep.
Huh. So the reshuffling continues.
Reshuffling continues. Yes. This is information, national information about markets that have their homes on the market for more than 30 days now before they get offers.
That's not this one.
Well, it
No,
depends.
yeah.
You know, I think it's more about the price range right now than it is the actual market, because almost any market that you go to has a variety of price ranges. And here in our market, what I can tell you from personal experience is houses under $400,000 for an asking price are getting multiple offers fairly quickly, always within the first week of being on the market. So this one talks about the fact that, and these are Florida markets they're talking about. There are 6 Florida metro markets from, we're still in August, so of course this is a July report, that had days on the market of 30 days or greater. And they range from an average in the Tampa area of 52 days up to 72. Wait a minute. This is a percentage of the listings that are on the market 30 days or more.
Yeah.
In Tampa, it's a little over half of the market, 52%. In Miami, it's almost 3/4 of the market. It's 72%.
Really?
I think a lot of that has to do with price range.
It's expensive.
I mean, in this market, we always know that, and I'm just using generalities now. Properties on Hutchinson Island in general stay on the market longer than they do here on the mainland part. And I think a lot of that has to do with price range, because in general, prices on the island, if you, let's say you're talking about a two bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, okay, it's going to be higher priced on the island than it is off the island.
Okay.
So they stay on the market longer on the island than they do off.
Well, I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, you know, minuscule percentages of that is because of condition or particular location, but in general, I think it's pricing.
You know, it's funny. In all the years we've been here, which is what, almost 30 now, we've always kind of dreamed about, you know, a condo on the water. But, you know, I'm kind of spoiled by where we live in St. Lucie West. There's a Publix almost across the street. There's a Walgreens almost across the street. Place I get my hair cut is across the street. I mean, it's like everything is convenient. Nothing is convenient on the island. I mean, you have to make a conscious effort to go to a Publix unless you go to that one in Stewart, which is way down south. But yeah, you have to make an effort.
It is completely a different lifestyle.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's
That's true. And people who are there for a reason. They're there because they love that lifestyle. They like the relaxed atmosphere. They love the ocean close by. No matter where you are, whether you live across the street or whether you live on the riverside or the ocean side, you can always hear that.
Yeah, and there's nothing like it. I mean, I remember when we first moved on our boat in the Marina del Rey, and you hear the water kind of lapping up on the bottom of the boat. And it's like you go to sleep right away.
I'm a water kid too. So I know, I appreciate that. But the other thing to think about also is the further east you are, the more likely that you will have to evacuate for a storm.
Yeah.
So you always have to have a backup plan.
There you go. Yeah.
From June to November.
Yeah. For 6 months a year. Oh, brother. Yeah. So I see kidlets are buying places now, huh?
Oh, those kidlets. I thought you were
Those
talking
kidlets.
about the kidlets being back to school. I'm thinking, wait a minute, they're still in school.
I said, see millennials, they're kids.
Yeah, our kidlets are back in school now. So
Yes.
please be careful on the
yeah.
roads. Please, please, please be careful on the roads.
And I saw somebody swinging by a stopped school bus.
Oh,
And I'm going, come on.
and we just had that terrible experience last school year. You would think that they would have more respect.
Yeah. It's terrible. Yep.
No lights and sirens. There was a police car that blew by me on 95 this morning, weaving in and out.
Oh no.
No lights and sirens, not even a local police car. They were going someplace, but they're, as far as I'm concerned, they don't put their pants on any differently, and they should respect the speed limits just like we have
You
to.
gotta drive safely too. You bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now I'm off my soapbox. Let's get back to these numbers. So let's say the one thing good that is coming out of the houses being on the market a little bit longer is the fact that now there are more for buyers to choose from. We have more inventory available than we have had for the last 2 years. So that's good. That's good for buyers. It helps them to be able to know that they can take a deep breath. They can have homes to compare. They don't have to pull the trigger at the first thing that they see.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening is those that chose to do that because they felt like they had to, you always think you're going to go in and make a lot of changes. But then when you find out how much those changes are going to cost and how much time it's going to take to make those changes, sometimes you wish you had maybe thought about it in advance before you made that purchase.
One of our neighbors moved into his place, and it was an older couple who owned the home. So, I mean, like if somebody were to move into ours, I mean, they would have to make some pretty hefty changes, And so he luckily is handy, but he's been working on this thing for over a year. And I'm thinking, oh man, he's amazingly handy. He can do it all.
One thing that working in new construction and working with investors has taught me is that there's always a hidden issue that you didn't know in advance. Even if you tried to do your homework, even if you had a solid home inspection done, there's always a little something that happens that either makes you rethink your plan, or you have to wait for product, or there's something else that you have to take care of because you didn't know it existed until you did this, until you started your project. So those are always things to think about.
Well, and I was talking to somebody in the auto sector, and they are getting from one of the major manufacturers a goal of normalcy by 24 or 25 on the computer situations. It's like, excuse me? What, you're saying 2 to 3 years away?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And it's like, that's concerning.
Well, I don't like to get political on here, but when you have a governmental computer system that has probably been outdated
Oh,
for at least the last 10 years, I mean, what do you expect?
well, if you're talking IRS, it's longer than that.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking IRS. I'm just talking government in general.
Well, that IRS is working with, in some cases, and I know a former IRS person who is saying the computer systems are like 40 years old.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And the one that I'm concerned about, if I do some traveling, is FAA is dealing with old equipment, and that is a concern. I mean, as many planes as there are in the sky at any moment of the day, you'd like to have the best and the latest, and no, FAA does not have that. That's a concern.
Well, let's get back to 30 days.
Hey, let's do 30 days, please. Oh boy.
The interesting thing about this is obviously where we are right here on the Treasure Coast is not one of these 6 metro areas that they talked about. Although I want to say, I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say, I think Port St. Lucie area wise has the 3rd largest area for a metropolitan space. I thought I read something this weekend about that.
Port St. Lucie is the 4th largest city in the state of Florida now.
Population wise. I'm talking area wise.
Area wise. Well,
a potential.
Somebody was that I know real well in San Diego. And San Diego is considered the largest landmass city in the United States, if you just look at landmass. That Port St. Lucie could be there in a few years, with a little bit more annexation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a possibility. Yeah.
Anyway, so we are not on this list, but these are the metro areas that they're telling you their properties are 30 days plus. So if these metropolitan areas listings are 30 days plus on the market, then we are not very far away from that. So Jacksonville has 59% of their market on the days 30 days or more.
Yep.
Tampa, as I said before, 52% of their homes are on the market 30 days or more. Orlando, 55% of their market is on their home market is on the market 30 days or more. West Palm Beach is 65%. Miami, we talked about 72%, and Fort Lauderdale is 63%.
Interesting. Yeah, Nielsen now has put, we used to be considered in the West Palm market for television and radio.
Yeah,
ratings.
I think we need our own television station.
Well, we definitely do that. But
didn't you tell me there are no more licensing?
No more frequencies.
No more license available. Yeah,
No.
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Well, Channel 34 was a Fort Pierce station. television station was right up on 25th for years. And then series of owners, and they're down in West Palm now. Yeah, it would be nice. And we had hoped at one point that WPSL TV would be that. It still could. It needs, about 300,000 to do it, but we could do it. I mean, and we could do a good job with it someday.
Well, the thing that I see is that the television is almost always on in our home, just for noise value, I guess. But the commercials are all West Palm commercials.
Yeah.
Or South. I mean, that doesn't help us at all.
Well, and what is interesting is that Nielsen about 3 years ago or 4 years ago split off Vero. It's called, it literally is called Vero Port St. Lucie Stewart Market. And we are our own market now.
Then we should have our own TV.
Forget about it. I agree with you, but it's not that easy.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Well, Channel 5's trying to, I mean, we have the Treasure Coast News on the weekend.
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah, once a week. But it's a big step.
Wow.
It's a big step.
So this is 10 most stable housing markets in the United States. I thought this was pretty curious.
Stable. Okay.
That's what they call it, stable.
Well, I've never been accused of being stable.
The reason they are calling this stable is because the way they explain it is that combined with inflation, the roller coaster ride has given home buyers pause, which we've been talking about this morning, and they're taking another look before they make a decision. That's why houses are staying on the market longer. When houses stay on the market longer, it gives inventory the ability to increase.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I get that.
So, anyway, Utah is their number one. Actually, do I say this, Perea? This is beautiful country. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Old Perea, Utah is supposed to be number one on this list. Number two, let's go back and do a little bit of the numbers. So home price appreciation in that area was 27%.
Wow.
Housing starts per 1,000 people of population was 12. So 12 new construction homes were started for every 1,000 people of population. Wow. Foreclosure rate was only 1 in every 2,000 homes.
Wow. That's great.
Underwater mortgages is 1.4%.
Yeah,
which is
that's a
also
stable
low.
market. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Number two, this one surprised me. Oh, we have somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
I need to put my headset on.
Let's grab the phone here.
Good morning. Is this Francis? Yes. Yeah, I have seen that, but there's a lot we watch that's not on.
Yeah, that's not
that's
real.
not on Comcast.
It's not real
so.
television. It's cable. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I have heard that they can do that.
Yeah,
They
zone
can
it.
almost do it like neighborhood by neighborhood,
Yeah,
from
they
what I
can.
understand.
Yep. Sure.
Yep. Oh, thanks, Francis. Have a good day.
Yeah, he's right. Comcast does a real good job of the zoning, if you will. All right.
Okay, so let's get back to number 2. Number 2 is Seattle.
Boy, it's a beautiful place.
Their home price appreciation is 20%. Their housing starts per 1,000 people is 7.
Gosh.
Their foreclosure rate is 1 in almost 5,000 homes.
Wow. Yeah.
That speaks to their income.
Higher income area. Yeah.
Right. And underwater mortgages is 1.2%.
Wow. They've stabilized since 2008.
So number 3 is St. Augustine, Florida.
Hey, let's hear it for St. Augustine. Cool.
So the home price appreciation in the St. Augustine area is over 25%. Housing starts per 1,000 of population is 9. Foreclosure rate is 1 in each 1,200 homes. And underwater mortgages, again, is 1.4%.
Wow. That's something.
Yep. Number 4 is Texas. Actually, Austin, Texas is what they're talking about
Not a
here.
surprise. It's exploded.
Home appreciation is up 19%. Yeah. Housing starts are 1 per 1,000 is 8. Foreclosure rate is 1 in each 2,300 housing units.
Okay.
And underwater mortgages, this is a lot higher. Underwater mortgages is 2.5%.
It's still good, but yeah, I get that too. We have a friend who lives in Austin, and her home, they build it for, it was around $250,000. It's now almost 500,000. So they're experiencing some of the same stuff that we are here.
Right. Right. Number 5 is Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
This has appreciation of 27%.
Yeah.
Housing starts are 10 for every 1,000 people. A foreclosure rate is, this is a great foreclosure rate. 1 in every 6,000 housing units.
Wow.
And 1.6% underwater mortgages. So those are really good numbers.
And a lot of those are folks like us who fled California and moving to Idaho. Yeah, I get it.
Number 7 is Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sorry, that's number 6.
Hot market.
Number 7 is the Champlain Valley in Vermont.
Whoa.
Which I was surprised at. They must be experiencing growth because they are building 3 new houses for every 1,000 in population, and their foreclosure rate is 1 in almost 14,000 housing units. So that's really great.
Have you been to Lake Champlain?
No, I have not. I've heard it's beautiful.
Carol and I'm
looking at a picture here. It's
Carol
beautiful.
and I went, well, yeah, it wasn't green when we were there. It was the frozen lake. But it is so beautiful up there.
Number 8 on this list is Pastua Peak, Arizona.
Can you spell it?
A Piestewa.
Whoa.
Peak.
Okay.
In Arizona. Number 9 is Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep.
And number 10, are you ready for number 10? Is Mount Rushmore, South Dakota.
What?
Yeah. Mount Rushmore, South Dakota has appreciation of 20% in their housing market.
Wow.
They have 8 new homes started for every 1,000 people of population. their foreclosure rate is only 1 in every 17,000
Oh,
housing units, but their underwater mortgages are high. That's 4.8%. What I call high.
that's the highest of what you've had so far.
Yep,
Yeah.
It
Wow.
is. Yep.
Stable markets. Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. That's very cool.
There was this kind of goes along with that. So we'll bring it up now. Almost half of mortgaged homes in the US right now are considered equity rich.
Okay.
You know what that means, right? That means that your property is worth more than you own on it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's half of the homes in the United States. And that is simply because of our housing market boom that we've had over the last 2 years.
Well, and if you've been in your house for a while, like we have, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
most people
appreciate.
don't. You know, it used to, when I first got in this business, it was people were moving an average of 5 years. Well, now that's gone up. It's more like 7 or 8 years for an average now. But I expect by next year, you know, they do those numbers kind of in conjunction with the census.
Sure.
Or the other things that the Census Bureau does. So I kind of expect that to be
That's
dropping
interesting.
a little bit.
Well,
Yes.
we've been in our house 26 years.
Yep.
It's like, oh, we throw that thing way out of whack.
Yep. I don't want to tell you how many times I've moved. So
Oh,
we
well,
kind of
we
kind
have.
of balance each other.
No, I mean, you figure we bought a house in San Diego in 76, moved to Bristol in 79. And then,
Well, you remember that stuff. I'd have to go back and
oh,
write it down to remember it.
and we bought a house in Burlington, Connecticut in 80, and we're out of there in 81. But we were in LA for 13 years, but there again, moved to the boat. So we were only in our house for 5 years. So, wow. Yeah.
Yep.
We
See how that works?
We more than made up for it. Okay. Interesting.
So this is kind of fun. I brought two bathroom articles today. Bathrooms seem to be
Yep.
an easier place than the kitchen for people to start with renovation, I guess.
We got to update ours. Yep.
Well, I mean, if you look
We're
at
going to use dynamite though. We have to do the whole thing.
if you look at pictures of main bathroom suites now, it's like, oh my gosh.
I'm sure.
Yes. And what I have noticed is we're going back to including tubs.
Going through like Home Depot or Lowe's, you see that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the pendulum can only swing so far.
Yeah.
And then it has to start on its way back, and everybody gets this great idea. Well, I think it's a great idea to have a huge walk-in shower, Well, what do you do? What do you do with a little one in a walk-in shower that isn't used to water all over their head all the time right away,
Yeah. Yeah. That's something to think about.
And they outgrow the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So you got to put them someplace to give them their bath.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Huh.
What I will also tell you is that I had an occasion this week to go into, and I'm saying this to you investors out there that think you're coming to a market where people are not savvy about what you've done to improve the house. These homes in this area are very well known by our buyer market. And when you say that you have completely renovated a house and you put it on the market for $125,000 more than the average price of that house in that market, and you haven't even bothered to change cabinets, I'm going to say you're going to be sitting on that house.
So $500,000 for our place?
There's no excuse for that.
I know. Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is a percentage of those investors that think all they have to do is change the hardware.
Nope. Yeah. I mean, seriously. And we get that. We get that.
So these are fun things to do to transform your bathroom in a weekend.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Right.
You know, the hardest part about updating a bathroom or a kitchen, the most expensive part is when you are changing the footprint and you are moving plumbing.
Yes.
That's very expensive. So don't do it. Make other sensible minor changes that you can make. Okay? Put a fresh coat of paint on. Please don't paint the tile.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at painted tile.
Blue tile?
Well, tile
Or
comes in
whatever,
all
gray-
colors.
gray or
Yeah,
whatever it
but
is.
just put a fresh coat of paint on. You'll be amazed at what a difference it makes. You can change out the mirrors
Yes.
and the lights by the mirrors.
Yes.
That makes a huge statement change. And it also will go a long way toward your electricity efficiency because most of the fixtures now are using LEDs.
LEDs. Yeah.
Yep. An easy change to make is the hardware, but it's not worth $100,000 and an increase in price. Keep that in mind. And you know, these pictures that I'm looking at here, every one of these bathrooms has a tub in it, but it's not the traditional tub that fits into the corner of the wall that we're used to. These, they have very beautiful shapes to them, and they come in so many different sizes now than they used to. You can put a smaller tub in so that you can eventually increase the size of your shower if you want to do that. There are, and I get a lot of conflicting comments about this, about whether you have floating vanities that are easy to clean underneath, or whether you have a vanity that goes all the way to the floor to give you more storage.
I think I'd like that.
Well, that's two different choices. And as far as the people that I come in contact with, the jury's still out. Half the people want the vanities to go all the way to the floor so they have more storage. But then the other half of the people like the fact that the vanity is a floating vanity and it doesn't go all the way to the floor.
Interesting. Okay.
You can always take, if you have one wall, or even I've seen this a lot lately, the ceiling in the bathroom, and put some wallpaper on it. Wallpaper is becoming very popular again.
What?
Yes.
Oh, brother. Okay.
Yes.
Got about 9 minutes if you want to look at some properties here.
Oh, we should do that then. Let's see. We have, I got to make sure that these are all active. They are all active. These are properties that are currently on the market. And this covers, remember, our MLS system covers a huge area. I'm going to say pretty close to half of Florida's East Coast. So,
The good parts. of
hey,
Florida.
they're all good parts. Don't you think?
Yeah, I can name some neighborhoods in Miami I wouldn't want to go to. That we played basketball in.
Well,
I'm not a big fan of Hialeah. Let's just put it that way.
there are, oh, come on. My cursor always has trouble here. I don't know why. I think it's because your internet is so fast. It bounces around a lot.
It's
Okay, so
it is
here's a
quick.
Vero Beach property. This is a single family home, a little over 2,200 living square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. and it is on the market for $499,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down south. This is Royal Palm Beach. There is a 6-bedroom, 2.5 bath, single family home, 3,500 square feet under air. Very big, yes.
Bowling alley?
On the market for $649,900.
But 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, that sounds like
That's
a
huge.
lot of space for that amount of money in Royal Palm.
Well, it's way west. That would be by Lion Country Safari out in that Royal Palm Beach area. Yeah.
Yeah, but easy access off of 95
Oh, yeah.
or
No,
the
it is.
Turnpike.
Yeah, it's right off of Southern. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. This is just not cooperating today. Here we go. I hope here we go. West Palm Beach, there's one. Port St Lucie. This is 2,200, little over 2,200 square feet, single family home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It is on the market for $535,000.
Ooh, big house.
Yep. Another one in Port St Lucie. This one is about 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, single family home, on the market for $339,000. Now, I pulled these up yesterday. It might not still be available today.
Yeah.
We are seeing that properties under $400,000 are still getting very quick offers and competing offers. Here's another one in Port St. Lucie. This one is about 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, single family home, and it's on the market for $425,000.
Wow.
Here's one in Fort Pierce. This is a vacant lot in Fort Pierce. Residential zoning. And it is on the market for $80,000.
Times changed.
This one, we can go to Ocala and buy a lot for $35,000.
Horse country.
Here is, oh, look at this. This is a rental. Royal Palm Beach again. Royal Palm Beach has a lot of properties in here. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath rental, $2,000 a month. That's pretty good for now. Here is a single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Port St. Lucie, rental, on the market for $3,900 a month.
It's twice what my mortgage is. Really?
Yeah, I had to, hopefully, I have somebody from a property management company that's going to come and be our guest soon. She was supposed to do it today, but then there was a scheduling conflict. So we have a lot of rental information that we're going to go through when she can come in. But yes, it's still, you know, if you get an interest rate under 6%, in the grand scheme of things, that is still historically an excellent interest rate.
Yeah, it's not what it was a couple of years ago, but yeah.
Yes. So you would be, and there are so many incentive programs for first-time home buyers nowadays that, and just because you owned a house in the past doesn't mean you're not a first-time home buyer. A lot of those programs say that you just couldn't, you haven't owned a house within the last 3 years, or you haven't owned a house within the last 5 years, but there may still be some first-time homebuyer programs that you can qualify for.
Oh, okay. That
So
sounds good.
don't be afraid to talk to a lender and ask. And if you want information about local lenders that you can talk to, I can certainly give you that information. You can always reach out to us, 772-200-5105, and we can put you in touch with lenders that you can make a choice for yourself of who you'd like to work with.
There are lenders and then there are lenders. Yeah. And again, you're the professional, both of you are professionals, you and Paula and the whole team at eXP.
Oh, Singer Island, 1.25 million.
I'm in.
How about that one?
I'm in. Oh,
Port St Lucie, here's another one. This is single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the market for $395,000.
that's a good price.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have a lot of good possibilities out there. Here's a big house in Fort Pierce on the market, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, $331,000.
All right. So how do we get in touch with you?
You can email my Dreamhome team at yahoo.com. You can always call or text to 772-200-5105. We do have a physical office in the Florida Club off of Canner Highway, closest real estate office to Canner and 95 that I know of, or we can come to you. Our office is always where you need it to be.
There you go. All right. And your phone number again?
772-200-5105.
All right. Have a great week.
Have a great week, everybody.
You've been listening to My Dream Home Radio right here on WPSL Port St. Lucie and WSTU Stewart.